evening. I've tried to make this video about 4 times, and I received a phone call one time. Another time the video would not work, and then this last time I was recording about 8 minutes and the screen went black. However, I'm going to try one more time, and hopefully this is successful. This evening, I'd really like to talk to you a little bit about the benefits of taking one of these online courses. Some of the non-credit classes you could take at WCCC or elsewhere, and just focus a little bit on, social media. In my own opinion, every student should take at least one online class. And let me share with you my own experiences with online classes. I just took Human Growth and Development this summer online. I've taken CPT 150, CPT 151, CPT 190, which is just a word class. I've taken a wide array of them. And then from 2007 to 2010, I went to Chatham University in Pittsburgh online for an additional degree in professional writing. And people say, well, what's the difference between taking classes online compared to on-site? Well, to me, I teach, I'm involved in many activities at the college, and to drive to Pittsburgh an hour and a half each way after a full day of work and to leave there at 9:30 or 10 o'clock at night and get home at 11:30 would just be too tiring for me 2 nights a week. So the online courses worked out very, very well. In addition, the students from Chatham were from all over the United States, and some were from other countries. And so, for example, in a class that I had on web page design, one of the students in my class who I work with in a group was one of the lead writers in the public relations department at Texas A&M University, and another man that was in my group was from Merck Pharmaceutical Corporation, and he was from the New England territory. And so I would have not met these students in a traditional in-class Pittsburgh class. I would have met others from there. So that was really neat. And the other part that I find really, really fascinating is I got to create these MP3. I learned how to create these MP3 files on YouTube. I learned to use like a blog site, Blogger. We had to use like a wiki. We had to actually post a Wikipedia and change like one of the entries in a site. So there was a wide array of skills that I learned. And in particular, I've taught here more than 20 some years. And so I was sort of at the mid-career point, and I really needed to enhance and update my skills. And I'm so glad that I did, because not only did I get a raise in my salary, but my skills became freshened and updated. So, whenever you are in your profession, whatever opportunities your company or organization provides for training or further training, take advantage of it. But if they also pay for education, why not do it? I mean, it's an advantage. And like I said, you learn a great deal more. In these online classes, too, you learn to become a better reader. And to me, there is no more important skill, because throughout your life, like you sign contracts, or you negotiate something, and you need to be sure that it's clear. I just got a lower rate on my home equity line of credit, and there was a line in there that said, there was no prepayment penalty. So I asked the bank manager at my branch, I said, does that mean if I pay this loan off sooner than 10 years that I'm not going to owe any extra money back on it? They said, that is correct. My sister Mary, when she leased a minivan, there was some confusion, I think, on how much you would owe at the end of the lease. And so when she went to the dealership, she was like, wow, I owe $2,500. And so I think Mary read it, but I don't think that the dealership explained it enough. And so, that she owed this fee, and she was really, really shocked. Also, in these online classes, you do the discussion board, and the discussion board develops your writing skills much, much better, because you have to articulate in a logical, linear manner. You have to use formatting and so on, and you're writing in a public way, so other people get to read what you write, and they learn from you as far as what you did well or what you didn't do well and what they can improve on. So I think, with writing, it's not as objective as math. If you use certain numbers, you'll get to a certain final equation or final solution. In writing, there are many ways to succeed, and in this class, I'm trying to teach or to emphasize some of the more successful points. Like, for example, when you write a consumer report proposal, if you just say, I'm looking at warranty, reputation, reliability, and so on, what does that mean? So, when you elaborate or articulate on it, it's much, much more specific, and it's much more accurate for your reader. And that helps, as I said, as does the the formatting. And then, of course, when you write and ask me questions, if you want to know an answer to a question, you have to really think about what you're writing, and so that I can more specifically, respond to your questions. I am the president of the professional association, which includes teaching faculty, non-teaching faculty, and professionals. And our union is the Pennsylvania State Education Association, and our UNISERV rep, her name's Lori, and she oversees 17 different schools. And when I write to her, you better believe I really think about what I write, because I actually write what I'm thinking in my email in Word, and then sometimes I'll reformat it or organize it better or make it more specific. And for that reason, because I want to make sure that I get a response back from her in a timely manner, and so I'm clear as far as what I'm elaborating on. And I think these online classes, teach you those very, very important skills. I had a student some years back named Carolyn Kagler, and she ended up becoming a regional rep for Dale. And she does business accounts, and her territory is parts of Ohio, parts of West Virginia, and a large part of southwestern Pennsylvania, Cambria, Allegheny, Westmoreland, Greene, Fayette, and Somerset counties she handles. But she happened to be in Mount Pleasant handling a client there with a server issue. And so Dale sent her to my home to deal with a problem that I had with my computer. There was some driver problem that really presented a whole series of other problems. They said, let's just send a technician to your house and we'll handle this. She said to me, and if I'm lucky, I'm in the office once a week. She said, typically I'm out on the road. So when she was out, she called a number for Dale that she asked a couple questions. She had a webcam, her cell phone that she used. But she had all these tools and everything like that. But that's much more common that you work at a distance. I had a student in class in the summertime, and he was a petroleum engineer intern with like Conoco or one of those companies. He was in Bakersfield, California. He was in Tulsa, Oklahoma. He was off the Gulf of Mexico. He was at about 5 or 6 other locations, and so he worked at a distance, and so that's much, much more common, these days, and so that's something to really stress to you. The two other areas that I really wanted to talk about a little bit, at WCCC, we also offer a wide array of non-credit classes, just as they do at any other community college or any other university. And last year I took, just to refresh myself, Introduction to Online Teaching, Advanced Online Teaching. I've taken a bunch of computer classes. I've taken Selling on eBay. I've done digital photography. I took a course in acting, which was very, very valuable to me in teaching, and then some of the other things I do. But my wife's in early childhood education. She's one of the people that work for the program. People in that field have to take infant and toddler safety. They have to take first aid. They have to go through a certain number of credits. So they offer those classes for people in that field. But police officers have to go through retraining and recertification, and so many other people do. So, with the non-credit classes, always keep those in mind, because that's good. And again, it freshens and sharpens your skills. Consider any computer classes, any classes to develop your communication or speaking skills, and even like American Sign Language or Spanish or Japanese or Chinese or any other language. Those are all very, very useful classes. And so they're not graded, but you do get non-credit. You get so many non-credit hours, ECUs they call them. The last thing that I really wanted to mention tonight is LinkedIn and the need to get involved with that. I actually just received an email from a former student named Brian Burton. He was a trooper with the Pennsylvania State Police for 25 years. He came to WCCC to take a psychology class. He got an A in that class, and he decided he liked school. When he joined the Pennsylvania State Police, you only needed to have a high school diploma. Now you need to have at least 60 credits to apply. And so he ended up getting his associate's degree here in criminal justice. He was in a class with me. He was really a great student. Excellent note taker. Then he went on and got his bachelor's degree through Point Park. And then he completed a master's degree in criminal justice through California University of PA. And then after that, he worked as an adjunct at Penn State Fayette, at California University of PA. He worked for the I think the Winnie Palmer Center over at St. Vincent College. He worked in another place, and every one of those jobs he described what he did, what his work was. And he has a really developed, expansive profile. He has a picture of himself, but he has his education. So, and even on his education, it shows the Cal U icon, the Point Park, and then it shows him as a Pennsylvania State Trooper, is an adjunct at Penn State University, Fayette, California University of PA. His involvement with St. Vincent, and he worked another job, and now he is a counselor with a family counseling center. He actually completed his social work degree, so I believe he's a licensed social worker now. So he really has come a long way, but it shows you on LinkedIn, there's a little indicator on the right side. It says if you have a highly developed profile, and he really, really does. He has a great profile. And so that helps him to link together to other people in that profession. Plus, he belongs to about 10 groups, a law enforcement group, a counseling group, and so on, so you can connect to other people. And not only does that give you better job opportunities, but it also allows you to say, hey, I have a client who needs this particular area. Can you help me out? So it's developing relationships or connections. There's a student in this class, in one of the online classes, named Paul, and he and I are linked together through LinkedIn, and it works for a company, he's like a chemist. And so I believe he belongs to some groups, but I can endorse you. I can write a recommendation for you on LinkedIn. And these days there's many, many job opportunities. So you can join groups, but you can get together or link together with other people. And to me, I just think that that's really, really helpful. Networking today is really important. If you do open a company, or if you have a small business, of course, have a presence on LinkedIn. Develop your own web page, or pay somebody to develop your web page. Use Twitter, use Facebook. Many companies these days will use YouTube to create videos about their events. Stone Villa Winery up at Acme, and also there's a winery called Sandhill Berries. They have they have a winery there. They make pies, but they also have a winery. It's called Green Dance Winery, but they always use YouTube. They always have a presence on Facebook and so on. So using social media as a professional is really, really important. And finally, I know many of you are on Twitter, but I always go to conferences and see Karen Stout, who's the president of Montgomery Community College over in Montgomery County. And she has a number of followers, but she'll write about events at Montgomery Community College, or happenings, or just things around the community and so on. And so that's kind of neat. And my boss, Andrew Barnett, who's the dean of humanities, social sciences, mathematics, and a bunch of other areas here at the college, he's really into LinkedIn, but also Twitter, more so Twitter. And he writes about ESL topics, and he follows people. But Twitter is a great social media tool as well. So my objective tonight is to really talk about the benefits of online classes, considering non-credit classes to enhance your skills, using social media, and really professionally networking, because to me, that's what it's about. And even at work, building connections and relationships with your coworkers. That is so, so important. I had the coordinator of the Municipal Police Officers Academy come in to speak to a writing class today and talking about communication skills as a police officer. It was great, but I have that connection. And so develop connections to your colleagues. They will help you, and you will help them. And I think that's what work and life is all about. Thank you.